Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. Okay, so I'm picking a fairy oracle today, something a little bit different. So let's just see what comes up. And I have cleansed them, and I normally cleanse all of my cards with selenite, but sometimes I get the sage out as well. So let's just see what comes up here. Now, I hope everyone is doing well. What we have here is moderation. Let me just, they're all falling around. I'll just show you that one. Moderation, if you can see that. Let me just turn it around. Right, okay. So this says, is there something you know you shouldn't be eating? Try to eat mindfully and healthfully, although the fairies say that a little bit of what you fancy is fine. Well, I think that goes for all of us, certainly for me anyway. Yep. Is there something that you're eating that you shouldn't be eating? Try to eat mindfully and healthfully, although the fairies say that a little bit of what you fancy is absolutely fine. So I don't think it's just moderation. I think we have to be very careful anyway because of all the additives and the stuff that they're putting in food, especially processed food at the moment. And in fact, it's not just processed food, it's all the GM foods as well, the GMOs. A lot of people don't realise this and they actually get caught into the brainwashing. But when you look at plants, right, we get a lot of vitamins, a lot of nutrients from plants. We also get medicine from plants. And the reason all these things that are beneficial to us, it's because in the plants, there's all these chemical constituents, same as crystals, same as anything else. They're made up of chemicals. And the chemicals are in an order, a specific order, specific amount in each plant that gives us that beneficial nutrient, mineral, vitamin, or medicinal properties. But when those chemical constituents are tampered with, or if they're in a different format or a different amount, it can alter what that plant does for us. Okay, now one of the examples I can give you with this is digitalis, foxglove. Now foxglove is poisonous, but foxglove also makes a medicine called digitalis, which is a medicine for the heart, and it's really good for people who've got heart problems. Okay, look up digitalis, and but basically, when digitalis came about, the guy who he didn't make it. He actually stole the recipe from a wise woman who helped him. It was this guy back in the Middle Ages. He fell off his horse. He got heart problems, and he was having some kind of a heart problem, whether it was heart attack or something. And he fell off his horse, and a wise woman who was living in the woods took him in and mixed up some foxglove for him and gave him that as a medicine, and it helped him, and he was so impressed. He got the recipe off that, and then he produced it as a medicinal digitalis to help people with heart problems. Now, what he didn't know, because he was an Englishman, and so this was in Britain, in the UK. And then this guy, he went to Europe and he started using the foxgloves that are in Europe. But what he didn't realise was that the constituents in the foxgloves in Europe are a lot stronger. So the amount of foxglove that he needed to make the medication was going to be different, but he didn't realise, and he made the same amount as what he made in the UK, and it basically killed him. Alright, so there are different constituents in each plant, different amounts of each chemical in each plant. So what GMO is doing is genetically modifying each plant, especially the ones that we eat. Now, we get so many nutrients from plants and vitamins and that, we don't want them to be modified, because when they're modified, it's going to affect those chemical constituents, and it's going to affect the way that plant is beneficial to us, or the way that plant reacts. So it could actually destroy all the nutrients. It could even make that plant more toxic and make it into a poison rather than being beneficial. Okay, and unfortunately there's so much GM produce now in the supermarkets. You have to be really, really careful. Some processed foods will actually state on the package non-GMO. Okay, now obviously it's up to you whether you want to eat it or not. But I'm just saying, be careful, be aware of what is going on in the world today, okay? And also do your research, right? Just go online, just have a look how the chemical constituents are in plants. There's plenty of information, just a bit of botany. So you don't need to be a brain box to find out for yourself, and look up what GMO is doing to the plants, okay? And not just plants either. They're doing it to the meat industry, and they're doing it to the dairy industry. They're doing it to everything, basically, okay? So that's something to be aware of. Not just eating the wrong things, i.e. eating junk food or starchy carbohydrates, things like that. And we've got to be careful of all this processed absolute drivel they're giving us. I mean, if you look there, she's eating nice produce, she's out in nature, and that's basically telling you natural stuff is the best. And I would also recommend organic, because they absolutely plaster it with any of your normal stuff. They plaster it with pesticides, whereas organic is not so bad. So that's something for you as well. And if you're one of those people who think, no, there's no difference between organic and normal stuff, just ask yourself this question, right? Would you pick your food out of your garden and spray it with fly spray before you eat it? I don't think anybody would they? Right, let's go pick some apples off the tree. Oh, before you eat it, let me just spray it with fly spray. I have to kill all the bugs on it, and then you can eat it. I don't think anybody would they? But that's what they're buying in the shops. It's stuff that's already sprayed. Just because you haven't seen them spray it doesn't mean they haven't. Okay, you know that they have. Alright, so just bear that in mind as well. Okay, but anyway, I'm on a bit of a lecture here, aren't I? So I've got to stop that. But yeah, get out in nature a little bit as well, and but still it says under there, you know, a little bit of what you fancy is fine. Sometimes we have to treat ourselves, don't we? Especially if we've managed to get to one of our goals that we've set ourselves. There's nothing wrong with treating yourself a little bit. And look at that nice orb as well on that card. Can you see that orb there, right there? Trust your instincts and your intuition as well. Okay. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Don't forget to click the like button and subscribe. Okay, and everybody stay well, and I will catch you next time. Take care. Bye bye.